first LaBelle project, all I know is that we came back very, very strong, positive black women. And I think if it was pressure cooking, then I was pregnant. Because when I was doing pressure cooking, my son was kicking the fool out of me. I was 8 months in pressure cooking, keep the lid on. And I kept saying, keep the lid on. And he was saying, kick, got to get out of here. So that was pressure cooking. So was I pregnant when we became LaBelle? The first time out? I don't think so. Wild horses. There was wild horses. Okay. Wild horses. And then was pressure cooking the next, whatever it was. I don't think I left London pregnant.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because my husband
wasn't in London. Okay.
No. I don't think it was like that. It was pressure cooking. I knew I was 8 months pregnant. That's all I know. I guess I've always been a drag queen. It was easy. I melted right into that drag, honey, and designed some of it. Me and Larry Legaspi, we would get together with his little sketchboard, and we would just talk about what we saw ourselves in, and I saw myself in all of this stuff. You know, the platforms, the cabling, the feathers. When we would do Nightbird, I would come out of the cage in the feathers. I mean, I think I've always been a drag queen. Maybe that's why I have so many gay, wonderful followers. Because there's a drag queen in there soon to come out. I love drag. Tasteful drag. Right. Now, there's some drag that I'm not going for. I mean, there's some cheap drag that I won't wear. But this drag was really, really well done drag. And we were ahead of our time, you know, and it'll take me something to get into it now, but then I was all for it. Now, you couldn't put me in that stuff now. But I have fun getting into that stuff because every night we would dress, we knew that we were going to impress. Every night. Because we would have something different, and it would just be more outrageous than the thing that we wore the night before. And I loved it. I did. The hair, although we had helmets and stuff, so you really didn't see hair then. No, you didn't see hair. You saw helmets and stuff. When we went out, you know, after putting the stuff on, and we went out, and the stuff was to get attention and to get you to listen. So, I mean, it was all for a reason. I mean, it was well planned. And once we went out there and they heard what we were singing, they were surprised, and we made an impact, you know, and it was exciting every night because we were saying things to them that they should have been listening to, you know, things that you can go home and think about for a better tomorrow. I've been always lucky to not have to be in the place that I was singing. I mean, I could sing it for the other woman. I never had to get nobody in there, thank God. But I could tell you, I could see your little thing is a little shady, and I could tell you, girlfriend, it's time for you to walk on and get somebody new. I mean, so we were singing for women. We weren't actually going through what we were singing ourselves, but it was something that our women were going through. Women were going through. So it was, you know, music is very educational, and it depends on what you put out there to get to someone, to help them in life. And we try to help by saying things like that, and it's so many things that we sing that would enlighten women or make their lives a little better. I felt good in what we were doing. I felt as though I was doing my part as far as putting a word out of positive to people to hear about what the system is and what the revolution and all that stuff was by singing it to them. I mean, it's just the same thing as when we sang You Turn Me On and the sexual songs that we sing. I mean, I was doing my part by singing it. I'm not going to talk about it with you. I'm not going to do anything. Like with politics today, I don't even want to be involved in politics. I don't want to have to say, okay, I'm carrying a banner for him or for her or for whoever. If I can sing it, it's fine with me, especially if I really believe it. And everything we did, I believed. I mean, everything we sing, I believe. I believe Lady Marmalade. I believe You Turn Me On, going down to your river, whose ever river. All that stuff, the revolution, and Are You Lonely? Just songs. I mean, everything we sang. Thank God for Nona Hendrix, who writes her butt off still today. She was writing things that I could relate to. Can I speak to you before you go to Hollywood? I mean, God knows we need that, you know? So I am a believer in what I do. I don't do anything that I don't believe in or that I don't feel. You couldn't make me do it for any amount of money. So I am what I am. As women, doing something so positive, LaBelle being such a positive statement, you always want to leave a nice thought in mind. You always want to leave people knowing that you were in love. I mean, we were in love. And when we sang, you felt nothing but love. And for anybody in the audience, we didn't owe our audience as much money as tickets were then and are today. We didn't owe them anything like what we were about to give them had we stayed together. We were giving them fights on stage probably and negative looks at each other because we didn't want to do it together anymore. We all, you know, like I said, I was always a ballad queen. Nona was always a rock and roll diva. Sarah was always up-tempo or disco or whatever kind of girl. And we were clashing, we were about to clash, and I had done LaBelle as long as I could with a straight face and feeling very good about it. I didn't want to go out there being phony, and nor did they. So we said, we have to do something about this. We can't go out there anymore because we're not loving it the same anymore. And some are loving it more and some are loving it less. So why stay together? Divorce, honey, and remain friends. So that's what we did, and we're the best of friends today because of that. Because, like I said, we would have gone on stage, and I know we would have fought because we didn't want to sing the same song anymore, and that's not fair to our fans, and it wouldn't have been fair to us. So we know one day in the near future we're going to do something again as LaBelle because we're still in love with each other. You know, we respect each other, so we can still do it. But I never wanted to split. I was willing to go out there and do whatever it was to make it right because I didn't want people to blame me because I was the lead singer. So I was going to be phony probably for a minute, probably not love it because I said, I don't want to go out like this. I don't want people to say because Patti LaBelle didn't want to sing anymore with them. She wanted to become a solo performer, which is not the truth at all because I didn't sing for a year or more after we split because I said, I'm not going on stage with anybody else other than Sarah and Nona, and I knew I couldn't go back out with them, and I knew I didn't want to go solo, and I wasn't going to get anybody else, so I said, I'm just never going to sing again. And so I thought about that. I said, no, girlfriend, you got to sing. So I saw a shrink, and he helped me. And I went to London and did a show and got a standing ovation and not eggs, because I thought they were going to throw eggs at me because people always blame the lead singer. And they didn't throw anything at me, so I continued after that. See, when we left. We didn't do no more show. It was over. The Wear Something Silver was while we were LaBelle, Grand LaBelle. We were still fierce LaBelle, honey. We were giving them real LaBelle then, and we weren't feeling anything like leaving. Wear Something Silver and like the Metropolitan Opera House, all that stuff was still in our days of love. We never did any shows when we weren't loving each other. When we split, I think it was in Cincinnati, we just split. And it was no come and see us, this is our last show, anything like that, honey. If you didn't catch that Cincinnati girl, or wherever it was, you didn't catch it, because we weren't going back out. We weren't going out like that.